everybody, it's Gokunath from the Crack with Gokunath channel. Today we're going to see about kinematics in vertical freefall motion. What is this freefall motion? Freefall motion means when an object is thrown vertically upward or it is thrown vertically downward, then it is called as freefall motion. In freefall motion, that's the most important thing is there. The most important thing is in freefall motion, the air resistance is neglected. The air resistance is neglected. That is the important thing. Kinematics in the vertical freefall motion means we are going to see the relation between the kinematics and the freefall motion. That is what we are going to see. Let us first start with the when an object thrown vertically upward. Let us first start with the thrown vertically upward. When an object thrown vertically upward, let us draw a diagram for this. For example, a ball is there. This ball, a person was throwing this ball vertically upward. The object will move vertically upward and it reaches the maximum height. And again fall down. And again it fall down. This is what will happen when we throw a ball vertically upward. This is what will happen. So when object thrown upward, it will move upward. It will move vertically upward and it reaches its maximum. It reaches its maximum point and again falls down to the ground. Now, there are some properties that you need to understand in the when an object in free fall motion when it is thrown upward. There are some properties in this. What are the properties? We know that this point is the maximum height. This point is the maximum height. As you should all know that this point is the maximum height. The properties that we need to know in the free fall motion is, please understand carefully, in this maximum height, the velocity of a particle will be 0. That is very important. That you need to understand. At the maximum point, that means at the maximum height, the velocity of a particle will be 0. And another property is time taken to go up is equal to time taken to come down. What does it mean? Time taken to go up is equal to time taken to come down. What does it mean? Means from this initial position to the maximum height, the time taken, we call it as time taken to ascent. That all known as ascent. And from the maximum height to the ground is called as time taken to descent. Okay, time taken to descent. Time taken to descent. This is what we call. This all know that. That means the property is time taken to ascent is equal to time taken to descent. That means time taken to go up is equal to time taken to come down to the ground. That is all we need to understand. This is one of the property. The next property is the acceleration is constant throughout the entire motion. What does it mean? Acceleration is constant throughout the entire motion means it is meaning that we know that the acceleration acts on a body when it is thrown vertically upward. That means when it is in free fall motion, the acceleration will be the gravity only. The gravity only will be the acceleration. So gravity will be constant, The gravity will be constant. Then definitely we can see that the acceleration is constant throughout the entire motion. This is what we need to understand. What are the properties that we told? At the maximum height, the velocity of particle will be 0. And time taken to ascent is equal to time taken to descent. And acceleration is constant throughout the entire motion. Okay, understand these properties. Now let us find maximum height. How to find the maximum height? That is also a simple thing. How to find this maximum height? What is this maximum height? As I told now, when an object moves When object thrown vertically upward means definitely reaches the maximum height. That is what we are going to find now. So how we are going to find the maximum height? Before finding it, we need to tell some terminologies. We need to group some terminologies. What are the terminologies? I will rub this. Remember these properties, okay? I rubbed. Okay, these are the properties that we need to understand. And I will rub this. Now let us state the properties. What are the properties means? The initial velocity of this ball is u. We are taking it as the initial velocity of this ball is u. Okay. And to find the maximum height, we need to understand one main thing. We need to understand that what does that means. The parameter that we are going to take, the terminology that we take is from this initial position to this maximum height only. We should not consider the entire motion and all. We are not going to consider the entire motion. From the initial position to the maximum height only, we are going to say some terminologies. Understand this, okay? Now, because they are asking only maximum height, so we need to consider between the initial position and the maximum height, the terminologies. Now we are going to find the maximum height. I will say the terminologies. Now tell me, what will be the final velocity? As I told, at the maximum height, the final velocity of particle will be equal to 0. Here, the initial velocity of particle, that means at the initial position, the velocity is u. At the final, that means at the maximum height, the final velocity is equal to 0. Because up to maximum height, we should consider. Because we are going to find the maximum height only. That is why. Okay. So the final velocity is equal to 0. Now what will be the displacement covered by this ball up to the maximum height? What will be that? The displacement covered will be equal to h. What does h represent? This h represent the maximum height. Understand these terminologies, man. It is very important thing. So s is equal to h. What does it mean? Means height. H is the maximum height from this initial position to this maximum height. That displacement is only the h. Because displacement covers this particle from the initial position to the maximum height is h. This h represents the maximum height. Okay, that is all know. That. Now let us know what will be the acceleration of particle. What will be the acceleration of particle when thrown from the initial position to this maximum height? What will be the acceleration? Think of it. So acceleration will be equal to minus g. What does it mean? It means that we know that gravity. 1 minute. We know that the gravity acts downward only. But when we are throwing object vertically upward means it is moving opposite to the gravitational force. If it is moving opposite to the gravitational force means, so the acceleration will be minus g. Understand this, because when object is there, this is the ground. This is where the gravity acts, and the object is moving opposite to the gravity means, so acceleration will be minus g. Please understand these terminologies. Don't by God. Just logically think. If you are logically strong means you are conceptually strong. That is what we need to understand, okay? So we have found the terminologies. Now let us find this maximum height. This maximum height means we are going to find this h only. This h is the maximum height. Now that is what we are going to find, this s. So I represent it using h, okay? H represents the symbol of the maximum height. Height means h, I am representing like that. So maximum height means this small letter h. Now displacement will give us the maximum. Understand this. Now how we are going to find the maximum height? Use the third equation. What is the third equation? Third equation is v square is equal to u square plus 2as. That is all we need to do. If you remove this third equation, then you can easily find the maximum height. That means v square is equal to u square plus 2a. That all know. Now let us derive the maximum height. How to derive? Now use this formula, v square is equal to u square plus 2a. What is the final velocity? This v represents the final velocity. You can see that the final velocity is equal to 0. Just simplify. Let's evaluate them. So 0 square 0 square is equal to u square. What is u square? It is same as u only. The initial velocity is same as u only, because we are just evaluating this equation with the place of these terminologies. Okay. So 0 square is equal to, because v is equal to 0. So 0 square is equal to u square. What is u square? It is same as u. The same as u. 0 square is equal to 0 square. Okay. 0 square 100. 0 square is equal to u square plus 2as. 2 into acceleration. What is the acceleration? Acceleration is minus g. 2 into a means minus g. So 0 square is equal to u square plus 2 into acceleration is minus g. And what is the displacement? It is h. That is all. That is all you are doing. So what is 0 square? 0 square is equal to 0. 0 is equal to u square. And just evaluating the these terminologies in place of the equation. That means v is equal to the maximum height. It is 0. G square is equal to u square plus 2 into minus gs, because acceleration is minus g and displacement is h. You may think that why I am taking only v, because the object will be on the entire motion only. So we should take the final velocity up to this. Here only the final velocity will occur. So then why I am taking up to the maximum height? Think well. Think well. We are only going to find the maximum height. So we just need to take the parameters. From that means the parameters between the initial position and the maximum height. Okay. The initial position and the maximum height. We need to find those parameters only. Parameters means this displacement, this acceleration, this velocity. From the initial position to the maximum height we need to find. So that the final velocity is equal to 0, g square is equal to u square plus 2 into minus gs, because acceleration, okay, that is okay. U square plus 1 minute plus 2 into minus g into h. We can write it as minus 2gh. That all know. Minus 2gh. And we can say that u square is equal to 2gh. 2gh. Now we need to find this h only. This h only give us the maximum height. So what will be h? This implies that h is equal to u square divided by 2g. That's all. U square divided by 2g. That's a simple equation. U square divided by 2g. And this will give us the maximum height reached by this particle when it's thrown vertically upward. Remember this. Why I am saying this formula? Because in the exams and all, you don't have the time to derive and tell that h is equal to v square by 2g. You can't have time. But so only I am saying that. Please remember this formula. That is all you need to do. If you remember, that means h is equal to u square divided by 2g. If you remember, means you don't need to do the calculation. That means you don't need to do the derivation. And just tell that h is equal to u square by 2g. What it is, we just evaluated this form. So that the maximum height is equal to u square divided by 2g. Understand this? This is all about this maximum height, and now we derived the maximum height. Let us move on to the time taken. How much time taken? So let us rub this. Okay. Remember, maximum height is equal to u square divided by 2g. Okay. Okay. Now we are going to say that time. What is that time? Time means what? Time means the time taken by this particle for the entire motion. The time is only called as time of flight. The time taken by the particle to cover the entire motion is also called as time of flight. Okay, time of flight. So called as time of flight. Time taken by the this particle, that means this ball, to cover the entire motion is called as a time of flight. So how you will derive this time of flight? Before doing that, you need to change some parameters. How you will change this? What we are going to do now is, please think carefully. Now this velocity is equal to 0. We don't need to consider this because now we are not up to the maximum height. We are not going to take the parameters between the initial and maximum height. We are going to take between the initial and also this final position. That means when the ball falls, up to the ball falls. That is what we are going to take. Entire motion means what? I am writing this clearly. Entire motion only we are going to consider. Entire motion. Entire motion. The time taken by the body for the entire motion. That is only we are going to see. Entire motion from this initial position, it reaches the maximum height. And again, you should not put only the parameters up to the maximum height, because time of flight means for the entire motion. So you should consider when the ball falls also. Okay, I think you can able to understand this. So what will be the time of flight? How we are going to derive? Now there is a change in the parameters. Now the displacement, there is a change in the displacement. Why it is just a change in the displacement? Please think carefully. Please think carefully, one minute. Please think carefully. This this displacement will be 0. Why it will be 0? Think. When object, for example, an object is thrown vertically upward, it reaches the maximum height and again falls down to the same position. Yes, na? So when the object is thrown vertically upward, it reaches the maximum height and again falls to the same position. Then the initial and the final position are equal means, so what will be displacement? Displacement will also be 0. That is what the idea. Logically itself we are correct. We are able to master in the conceptual. Please think like that. So that when object is, but what I am saying is this object is thrown vertically upward, it reaches the maximum height and it again falls to the same position. That means the initial and the final position equal means, so the total displacement will be 0 for the entire motion. That is very important. So and again that remaining parameters are correct only. Okay, remaining parameters are correct. U A is equal to minus D, S is equal to 0. Now let us derive the time of flight. How we are going to derive? We can derive the time of flight using the second equation itself. What is the second equation? That is S is equal to ut plus half nt square. This is the second equation, as all know that. So use the second equation to derive the time of flight. So how we will derive? Put what is the value of S. Now evaluate these parameters in place of this equation. So what is the S? S is equal to 0. 0 is equal to u into t. Same u only, because initial velocity is u only. Same u into t only, because the time taken. That is what we are going to find. This t only we are going to find now. Okay. So ut plus half at square. What is acceleration? In the entire motion also the acceleration will be minus d. That concept that we need to understand. For the entire motion also the acceleration minus d. When you do that, what you will get? Minus d into t square. This t only we are going to find now. In the both places now we are going to find that only. That is the time of flight. So t square, same t square only. That is okay. Now what we can say is 0 is equal to ut minus gt square by 2. This is how the equation will be framed. Okay. Now we can say that, now rearrange this form. Now what we can do is, now take that, we can see the t common in this. Now factorize. How you will factorize? That you can see the t is common for these both two terms. So when we take the t outside, means it becomes as t into u minus gt by 2. That is how it will be becoming. Gt by 2 will be equal to 0. This is how it will be becoming. Okay. So what I am saying is, I am just replacing this equation by taking the t outside. I am taking the t common. So t means t into u. U will be remaining minus gt square. Gt square means t. I am taking t outside means becomes gt divided by 2. That all know that. Now let us. I will rub this. It will be confusing for you. Now we know that t is equal to u minus gt divided by 2 is equal to 0. Now what are all the solution for this equation? The solution that we will get is, I will rub here. Solution that we will get is either t is equal to 0 or the two solutions that we will get or u minus gt u minus gt divided by 2 is equal to 0. These are the two solutions that we get. If we say the time of flight is 0 means, is it make any sense? Does it make any sense? Definitely not. You should not say the time of flight is equal to 0 because if time is 0 means, what does it mean? Does not make any sense. So this solution is not correct. You should cross out this. But see the solution. u minus gt by 2 is equal to 0. This is one of the solution. Now we evaluate that solution. So what you will get? The solution that is u minus gt divided by 2 is equal to 0. So what we can say is which implies that u is equal to gt divided by 2. Now we need to find this t only because this t is the time of flight. Okay, this t represents the time of flight. So find the time of flight. How we will find? This is also a very simple thing. The time of flight will be equal to, just evaluate simple equation. So what will be? It will be 2u divided by g. That is all. This represents the time of flight. This is representing the time of flight. This is how we should find the time of flight. So when object is thrown vertically upward, for the entire motion, the time is called as time of flight. For the entire motion, that means it goes from the ground to the from the initial position to the final position. You should not consider this maximum height because we are considering for the entire motion means if you started to move like this means it again comes to the ground. This is the entire motion that we need to consider. So that time only is the time of flight. That is what we found now. So t is equal to 2e by g. That is all. Okay. Now we find the time. Now we find the maximum height and time. This is all about this when an object is thrown vertically upward in free fall motion. We found the maximum height, time of flight. Understand these things. So let us rub this. So remember that what you need to remember, time of flight is equal to 2u by g. Let us move on to an object thrown vertically downward. What will happen in that? Let us see that. I will rub all the things, okay? Because we have finished the when object moves in the vertically upward, downward. Let's see what will happen in that. That is also a very simple thing. So what we are going to do now is when object is thrown downward, what will happen? What are the parameters that we will take? Let us draw the diagram for when object is thrown downward. Let us take a person was standing on the top of a building. Sorry for this. And standing on the top of a building. A person was standing on the top of a building. This is the building. This is the ground level. Okay, this is the ground level. A person was standing here. What this person was doing is, he was just throwing a ball downward. This is the ball, okay? This is the ball. I am representing the direction of ball where it is thrown, okay? He is throwing the ball downward. Now, what you will say about the parameters here? This is only called as the downward. When object vertically moved downward means free fall of vertically moved downwards. Thrown downward means this is the diagram for that. So this is how this person was dropping the ball. Now let us see the certain terminologies. The certain terminologies is very important thing is there. While dropping, the initial velocity of that ball will be 0. The initial velocity is equal to 0. Understand this. Initial velocity is equal to 0. While dropping, the initial velocity will be 0. Why it will be 0? Because at the instant while I am dropping, it will be 0 only. Because at the instant when I dropping, the velocity, that means the initial velocity. Because at the initial position only, the velocity will be 0. Why? Because at the particular instant of dropping, while dropping the velocity will be 0. That is why u is equal to 0. That means initial velocity will be 0. Now what will be the displacement covered by this ball? The displacement covered by this ball, this is the displacement now. Displacement covered by this ball is equal to S is equal to H. Here also same thing we are doing. That means from the ball to this ground, from the position where it dropped to the ground, it is the height H. I am taking like that. So displacement covered by this ball will also be H. Understand this. So what will be the gravity? What will be the acceleration? What will be the acceleration? Very important thing is acceleration will be equal to what? Think of it. Acceleration will be plus g only, because in object on upward means it is moving opposite to the gravity, so it is minus g. But here it is moving same direction to the gravity. It is moving towards the gravity means the acceleration will be g plus g or g. G. This is what we need to understand. Because based on the situation itself, we are understanding the concepts. So that means when object is thrown downward, the acceleration will be plus g. Okay, understand this. Now what will be the time taken? The time taken, let us take it as time is equal to t. Let us take like that. Time is equal to t. That is okay. That is okay. Now, an important thing that I want to tell here is, at the particular instant, the velocity of a ball when it hit the ground is called as velocity of impact. Velocity of impact. What I am saying is velocity of impact. So what does it mean? What does it mean is when the velocity of this ball when it hits the ground is called as velocity of impact. Understand this. Now we are going to find the velocity of impact. Velocity of impact. What is this velocity of impact? The velocity of a ball when it is dropped, when it hits the ground, is called as the velocity of impact. In the word impact itself, you can able to understand what does it mean. Okay. So when the velocity of a ball, this ball, when it hits the ground, it will hit na. This, like, let me take this as a ground. This dusted as a ground. While hitting, what is the velocity? That is the velocity of impact. Okay. So time is equal to t, acceleration is equal to g, s is equal to h, and the initial velocity is equal to 0. And this is velocity of impact is only the final velocity v. That means velocity of impact, velocity of particle when it hits the ground is the v, final velocity. Now how you will find this velocity of impact? How you will find that? Here we are going to use the third equation. Third equation, v square is equal to u square plus 2as. Use this formula. Use this equation. So v square is equal to u square plus 2as. How you will use this? Think carefully. So what is it? This v represents the velocity of impact and this u represents the initial velocity, and 2as as all know. So how we can derive this? Please listen carefully. Using the formula, what is the v? V is v only, velocity of impact. V square is equal to u square. U is what? Initial velocity is 0. At dropping, the velocity will be 0. So u will be equal to 0. So 0 square, u square means plus 2as. 2 into g into, because acceleration is g only here, into s. What is the displacement covered? H. So we can frame it as v square is equal to 2gh. But we want to find the velocity of impact only. How you will find? Velocity of impact will be root of 2gh. This root 2gh will give us the velocity of impact. How easy we have derived, na? Amazing. So how easy you derived from the v is equal to u square plus v square is equal to u square plus 2s. This is the velocity of impact. This is initial velocity. This is acceleration. This is displacement. This is time taken. But here we don't need to say the time taken. That is not necessary itself, na? Okay. Now we have found the velocity of impact. What is the velocity of impact? The velocity of particle when it hits the ground, it is called as velocity of impact. Let us move on to our time of flight. Please remember velocity of impact is equal to root 2gh. So let us move on to our time of flight. How we will find this time of flight? That is also very simple. Find the time of flight. Now here I am saying this time of flight is equal to t. Now we can say that time of flight is equal to t. Okay, time is equal to t. So time of flight. How to find the time of flight? Time of flight means what? The time taken to cover the entire motion. That means from the initial position to the ground, what is the time taken? That is what we are going to find. To find the time of flight, we are going to use second equation. What is second equation? Second equation is equal to s is equal to ut plus half ad square. That is all. S is equal to ut plus half ad square. That is what we are going to do now. So use this form, use this equation. So what is h? S is equal to h. S is equal to h. H is equal to ut plus u. What is u? 0 only. So we are going to find this t only. This t only give us the time of flight. Time of flight means the time taken by this object for the entire motion. That is time of flight. So what the time of flight is only t. That is what we are going to find now. Now you can see that 0 is only the initial velocity. While dropping, the velocity will be 0. So u into 0 into t plus half. What is acceleration? Acceleration is equal to g into same t square only. Okay, t square only. Now h is equal to, now we can say h is equal to 0 into t is 0 only. So don't consider that. That means it will become as half gt square, means gt square divided by 2. Now you need to find this t only. Now what we can say is, which implies that 2h is equal to gt square. So it is also implying that t square is equal to 2h divided by g. So what is the t? So what is this time of flight? So the time of flight is equal to root of 2h divided by g. This is the time of flight. Okay, this is the time of flight. This is the formula. Now we have derived the equation. Now I will drop this. Now we have derived this equation using simple methods. So this t represents the time of flight. Time of flight means time taken by a body for the entire motion. That is equal to t is equal to 2h by g, because 2h is using the second equation. So we got it as 2h is equal to gt square. So t square is equal to 2h by g. So what will be t? Just root of 2h by g. That's a simple equation, na? So please remember these parameters that I told. A is equal to g, acceleration equal to g, s is equal to h, time is equal to t, u is equal to 0. The velocity of a particle when it hits the ground is called as velocity of impact. That is all. We finished this free fall motion. That is all. Vertically upward, vertically downward. Please remember the parameters. Please remember what are the formulas that I told for the maximum height, for the time of flight, for the velocity of impact, for the time of flight. Remember these things. That is all. We finished our this kinematics in vertical free fall motion. That is all about this free fall motion. If you have any doubts in these things, can come at me. Thank you. Make education simple.